Well, that same year, that's when the home invasion happened.
Yep, that
Okay, so
summer.
tell me how that came around.
Man, it was crazy. Basically, I had a driver. And pretty sure. I mean, I know it was an inside job. I'm not gonna give away the names and stuff because But I had me, my wife, and I, the driver, and one of my assistant at the time, one of my good friends, one of my great friends, and another great friend who's also an NBA player. We all went to dinner. My wife and I had just came back from I want to say what was it? A wedding anniversary or something. We did something. We came back from out of town. So we come back from out of town. We go to dinner. I had a bootleg copy of 300, and I'm like, man, we about to watch 300 at the crib after dinner. So we heading to the crib to watch 300, and my guy calls and is like, yo, we not gonna come to the crib. We going downtown. So and so, such and such just called me and told me to come downtown. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I thought it was weird, but I ain't think it was weird like that. I'm just like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Because we all had plans on literally, we were super excited to watch 300. So we go to the house, the driver pulls up to the house, and me and my wife get out the car and we go in the house. I go in the basement to where the theater was, and I'm watching 300. My wife is upstairs in the room. My auntie's there. Like, I got a bunch of family over because we all watching 300. My auntie, my cousins and stuff. So, maybe 10 minutes into the movie, I hear some people coming down the stairs, and I'm not really thinking too much of it, but I am noticing that it's kind of weird because nobody should really be here. It's late out. It's late at this time, probably 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I see my driver come down, and he's got his hands duct taped together, and I seen some blood coming down his face, and I seen some dudes behind him. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? So my aunt immediately, she thinks it's one of my other friends, my friend Mike. She like, Mike, stop playing. Because they immediately come down with their guns out like, yo, everybody get down. They told everybody to lay down in front of the screen. So I'm like, auntie, just lay down. Just do what they ask you to do. So they had all of us lay down. And she like, Mike, you playing? I'm like, auntie, that is not Mike. Dude is like, I am not whoever this Mike dude is. I'm like, just please lay down. So they take me to where the stuff is. So I go upstairs. I'm already knowing I got to go to my room because that's where we just came from vacation. We just came from the wedding reception, whatever we came from. But all my jewelry was in a traveling Louis Vuitton case, and I had probably $30,000 in cash or something like that. And I take them to the room. My wife is just getting out the shower. Luckily, she had her pajamas on and stuff. And I'm like, man, just calm down. They just want the stuff, and then they're going to get out of here. And she's like, man, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? My wife is getting an attitude with him. I'm like, yo, calm down before you get us killed up in here. So it was weird because the dude immediately gets on the phone with somebody, and he's asking me for the stuff. Yeah, where's the watch at? Where's the Big Jacob at? Where's the Eddy Curry piece with the this and that? He knows all my jewelry. Because I just came, like I told you, I just came from vacation. And I took my trainer with me, and he knew everything I had. So he's literally naming all of the stuff. So I'm giving him all of this stuff. I'm knowing right away oh, this is some BS. I know this has something to do with this dude, with my trainer. So they get all of the stuff. They ended up leaving the house. They walk us back downstairs. They tie us all up. They tell us to count to 60, and then y'all can get up. So we count to 60. We just laying there damn. I think I immediately just took all my shit off. Took all the tape off because they didn't really tape me up good. So I immediately just pulled myself out and just kind of went to where my gun was, and just in case they came back. And literally the first call I made was to Isaiah Thomas. I told him man, I just got robbed, man. So he immediately sent police to my house, off-duty police. Because this is maybe 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before I was due to go back to New York to start the season. So he sent off-duty police to the house. The next call, the first call that I got though was from the trainer. He calls me and he says, "Hey man, I heard what just happened, and I'm talking to the people who got your stuff. They'll give it back to you for $50,000." And I'm like, "What?" I said, "Man, tell them to keep that shit." And I hung up the phone. So then I called my friend, right? And I'm like, now mind you, they know each other. They went to kick it with the trainer. The trainer had called them. They told me, they like, man, it's crazy because such and such called me and told us before he asked us what we were doing. We said, yo, we eating with Eddy and we about to go to his house and watch 300. And he was like, nah, don't go to his house. Come downtown and hang with me. And they like, nah, we already promised him we going. We literally following him right now. We at this split where we can either go to the city or go to his house. He like, no, come downtown. So him and the pro player went downtown to meet up with the dude while I was getting robbed. I said, yo, it's crazy because I told my friends, I said, yo, they was on the phone with somebody and dude was telling them everything that I had. Like he was literally calling out, like, get the watch. Oh, his wife got this big ring and his wife got this. Like he knew everything we had. I said, bro, it had to be him. Even they agreed. They're like, yo, that's crazy. He told us don't come there. It had to be him. So I'm like, yo, we finna go to the police station because we had to go do the police report and stuff. I said, bro, just come here and tell them exactly what you told me. They come to the police station and they won't tell the police nothing. And I'm like, what? Now this is my guy. Like these are, like when I tell you this is my guy, like this is my guy from like third grade. This is the guy that's in the league is like, I'm talking about when he got drafted, I gave him a car just to drive while he was in Chicago because he wasn't from Chicago. So I gave him a car, like this is like, these are my people. And I'm like, bro, all you gotta do is tell them, because the police, by the time they got done with the investigation and everything, they knew that he was on the phone with them. All they needed was them to say, like, yeah, he had them do this, blah, blah, blah. But they wouldn't do it. They had triangulated the calls. They knew everything. They seen the people, because they caught the dudes, the same dudes that robbed me, robbed Antoine Walker. We all were working out at the same gym. We all were working out with Tim Grover. And it was, one of his trainers. One of his trainers was the one who was kind of putting all of the people on the athletes to rob them.
Wow. Okay. They finally catch the guys who did it and charge them?
They caught the guys who did them. They still in jail right now.
Oh, how long they get?
I don't know. I didn't keep up with that. I don't know. Probably like 15 years or something like that. 20 years maybe.
I mean, these guys came into your house and duct taped everybody. And
yeah.
I mean, this is a very serious
Oh, for
situation.
sure. And they did Antoine Walker the same way. Like, because literally, like, I talked to Twan, and he's like, what happened? I explained to him the whole situation. He said, bro, they did me the exact same way. Like, to a T, bro. They did every single thing exactly the same, even to the point where they got on the phone with the trainer dude. The trainer dude was telling him everything he had. And they pistol whipped his friend. They tied Twan to a chair, I think, because it was only him and his friend there or something like that. But yeah, it was the same dude.
So the trainer ended up getting convicted also, or?
No, nothing happened to him because nobody would tell. Nobody would talk.
Huh. Wow. Nobody
would talk, man. He was sending me pictures of the jury and stuff. Like, it was crazy. And everything, I even told Twan, I was like, bro, he literally called me. He was the first person that called me and said, I can get your shit back. I'm like, man, keep that shit. And he said, bro, he did the same thing to me.
So did you ever get your stuff back or no?
No, I didn't get it back because I wouldn't buy it.
No, but I'm saying, after the guys got arrested and everything, they never found your stuff.
No, that shit's in the streets, bro. They ain't giving that shit back.
Okay, so that happens. Luckily, no one was harmed.
Right. Well, the driver got pistol whipped, but nobody.
The driver got pistol whipped, but no one got shot or killed or anything.
No.